You can also listen to us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/The Clock Cleaners.
Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we'll be recapping Raw from September 4th, the Labor Day edition of Raw.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
So what did you think of this show?
I thought it was decent.
Uh-huh.
I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed this show.
Mm-hmm. My opinion is that for a holiday show, it was a very good Raw.
And to be fair, I watched 4 hours of the Mae Young Classic before this, so that can kind of drop your interest level a little bit.
Well, it's called fatigue, I think.
Yes.
Because sometimes if I hadn't watched NXT, I'll watch it like right before SmackDown, and then that kind of just kills
That's the
SmackDown.
same as watching Raw.
What you mean, watching a 3 hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's not quite the same.
No, it's not.
Because it's just you have to like change your mindset watching the different shows. So just switching over kind of is a little bit of a drag, or not so much a drag, but like a
one was just straight wrestling, the other one, you
have to play with the story and stuff like that.
Very
anyway,
good. Yeah.
So this week Raw opened with a recap of Reigns and Cena last week.
Oh yeah.
I guess they wanted to hit a bunch of points to have everybody keep up with what happened the week before.
I don't know how you can miss it if you're watching this, but you know.
It's true. But obviously this is going to be like the major storyline that's taking place on this episode at least. So after that, they had Cena come out for a match. He didn't have a microphone in his hand. It was weird.
Oh, yes.
I was very surprised because usually what happens is he'll just come out and talk and then he'll have a match. But so he had a match against Jason Jordan, of all people.
So this was a good match, which isn't a huge surprise because Jason Jordan is a fantastic wrestler.
Yes.
And that's all he is at this point in his career.
Well, it's true. Although, really, it's hard to say that he's gotten an opportunity to do anything else because they seem to be trying to keep him away from doing stuff like that.
All right. And here's my gripe.
Okay.
All right. So they've replayed, I don't know if it's after this, the Ruthless Aggression.
It was right before the match.
Was it right before the match? Okay. Between John Cena and Kurt Angle.
Okay, I know what your problem is now.
So John Cena's weakest point is his wrestling. Mm-hmm. So they had Kurt Angle make him look great in that match.
Yeah.
So, building him up as a wrestler, and then everything played into... Jason Jordan's a good wrestler already. Mm-hmm. John Cena just made him look better in the ring, and that does nothing for him because he's a great wrestler.
See, that's true, but at the same time, they're trying to draw a literal comparison, not a figurative comparison.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, so this is how it happened with Cena when he first came up. You got to do it exactly the same way this time.
Yeah, that's just
it's the WWE dumbing down things.
I know.
So you got to think the way they do.
But that's the problem. That's how they want me to think, and I can't do it. Damn it!
I guess that's a good point. No, I understand your problem with it because besides that one thing, this whole segment was great.
Oh yeah.
So
but, I mean, this was a little with the same thing with AJ Styles. Back in TNA, when he was, obviously a great wrestler, he was kept off the microphone because he wasn't good. And, now that he's in WWE and he's given the microphone, so he's now a complete character.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe they're going to slowly phase it in.
Well, obviously they're not going to make it so he'll never, because they're going to get to the point, and they're kind of doing this with Roman Reigns right now, where
that's another thing we're going to get to.
Oh yeah, we're still at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it's okay now, they kind of try to give him a little more freedom and give him mic time and stuff like that, and show what he can do. Whereas opposed to like for a while he was just doing very, very boring promos.
You're talking about Reigns?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be a matter of they're gonna just slowly integrate if they do in fact have like a good, I guess, feeling about Jason Jordan.
Yeah. So, I guess they're still in that feeling out period.
Yeah. So eventually,
it's a good period.
He'll get. He'll get his own. He'll get his push, and he'll start doing things.
To the moon.
I think that's they kind of wanted to rush him in by having him go with the Miz, but that's kind of like
you know what? As long as it ends with him turning heel and going up to Kurt Angle and saying, "You're not my real dad," it's a success.
But yeah, I think that if they had in fact had him do the Miz feud, he probably would have been eaten alive.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of smart they did it the way they did. But like I said, it's just a matter of time before they start really.
But anyway,
getting him
back
into
to the match. This was a good match. At one point, Jason Jordan was in the AA position where he and then hit John with 2 Northern Lights suplexes.
Yes.
I guess I don't remember how it happened, but there was a point where Jordan was going for a move and John kind of fell forward onto him.
Yeah.
And it looked like he hurt him, like he fell onto his face. So he was like, "Oops, sorry for that." And then John eventually wins with the AA.
Yeah. Which is not a surprise.
But this
obviously.
match went, a good 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was about 15 minutes with the commercials. But it was good. Like, obviously, John was going to win, but they did make it a little believable.
Big match, John.
Yeah, well.
They had to bring it up.
Well, Raw is not a big match, though.
That's Michael Cole for you.
Well, we don't listen to him.
That's true.
But yeah. It was a very good way to start the show. It's not very often that we start with wrestling on a Raw or a SmackDown for that matter.
That's true.
So after this match,
it's
kind of funny the way they did this. So Roman Reigns' music hits after John Cena wins. It wasn't immediately. It was after John Cena's music had played and everything. Roman comes out, climbs into the ring, cut to commercial.
That's it.
I love now that we know the way they do it. Whereas when it's on commercial, besides during matches, they just sit in the ring. It's so funny.
I know.
It is so funny because the two of them just sat in the ring while an advertisement played on the Titantron, and they're just twiddling their thumbs.
They probably didn't do anything for the fans.
No, because they just started as soon as it's just too funny. So Roman starts, I believe, and he says, "How come, if you're so good, how come it took you 20 minutes to beat a rookie?"
Yeah, I think at this point, John said, or he said something about him coming out here with his fly down.
Yes. And then there was...
and then the big dog was hanging out, basically. That was what broke his zipper.
Yes.
And John Cena went, I was looking for your balls, and Reigns was like, "Of course you were." I was like, it was funny, but it was like, all right, this isn't GFW. We don't need this stuff.
I was going to say, this also isn't Attitude Era WWE, so... like I said, it's certainly not the norm. They're letting them get away with more than normal.
Yeah,
I guess is a way to put it. So I don't know.
But he said that it took him 20 minutes, right, to beat.
It took him to beat a rookie.
So I mean, he was basically saying that Cena was getting Jason Jordan's hopes up. Or the fact that he is a weak ass bitch.
Yes, because he can't
handle.
Yes, he can't do what he says he can do. And then Cena retorts with that he says he's going to beat Roman Reigns at No Mercy to prove that either he is as good as he says he is, or that that Roman's just a golden boy.
He's the golden shower boy.
He's not as good as he thinks he is. And the only reason why he's getting pushed the way he is because they picked him.
Mm-hmm. You got the look, kid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then at this point... Oh, wait. Didn't Roman say that he didn't respect John?
Yeah.
And then he said something about earning respect. And
then
Cena said, Roman, you just don't get it. It's the respect to these guys, the fans. And then so Roman was like, oh, you want to go right now? And Cena was kind of like... Just kind of backed away, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
All right, so what's their end game here?
Well, the rumor...
How is this going to benefit Roman? That's
It's
really...
not. They wanted to.
They wanted to, but it's not. Okay, so we're on the same page about that. There's no way possible. He's just going to bury him deeper.
Yeah, I was going to say he's literally getting buried by John Cena.
Yeah.
So there's two trains of thought here that are possible. Well, there's technically 3, and the third one's the delusion that they think this is going to help Roman in some way.
Right.
The first one is they think that throwing him with Cena is going to be either the sink or swim kind of thing,
right.
where if you can't handle this, then we're just going to move on.
Right. So, if this does fail with Roman, they already have somebody waiting in the wings. And they're already doing it with him. You have Strowman.
Well, it's true, but I don't think they're going to have him be a face.
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, but he's not really a heel now.
No, but he
can be like a Brock Lesnar type thing.
Yeah, but he's being groomed to take over Brock Lesnar's spot. He's not being groomed to take over Cena's spot. You know who's really getting groomed to take over Cena's spot?
The Drifter?
No. They could very easily put like a Sami Zayn in that position.
Well, we'll get to that in our SmackDown review.
But see, that's the thing though, because right now they're kind of just having him be.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is pull a trigger, and all of a sudden he's the lovable underdog.
Well, you could be the Daniel Bryan, which probably would have been the next Cena had they not cut everything short.
So there's a very good chance that if they do give up on Roman, instead of going the obvious route of Dean or Seth, they could just...
There's a plethora of guys they could do, really.
But I think that Sami Zayn is the best option. Yeah. He doesn't have the appeal that Cena has in terms of he's
not going to rap his own entrance music?
Well.
Or release an album?
Well, John Cena certainly does have a lot of things under his belt. But it's more of he doesn't have the wide range of audience appeal that Cena does.
You can put the mask on
does
again.
that. Nobody. Yeah, that'd be cool actually. But nobody has that.
No.
Roman certainly doesn't have it.
It's just such WWE to have to fill someone's shoes.
Oh, you mean that they need to have someone?
Do you think this was their thought originally with John Cena? Did they already have this planned out, or did it just fall into place?
Well, no. What happens is that Vince feels the need to have a guy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who it is. Yeah. Well, I guess it does matter who it is, obviously, but he doesn't care because first he had Hogan.
Yeah.
And then when Hogan left, it was Shawn
for a while. Yeah.
And then Bret a little bit. Kind of.
Yeah, that was
there's like an interlaying between him and Shawn.
Yeah.
But he tried his with his hand with Sid.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a train wreck, but it doesn't mean that he didn't try.
Diesel, that was bad.
Diesel. And then there was Austin, obviously, Triple H, Mankind, kind of, The Rock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he always had.
He
was always trying to get someone who's super duper over.
Yeah. But I mean, most of these guys were able to create that by themselves.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
I guess it was more or less how it was implemented.
Yes,
you don't have the same.
It's because nothing. It's not the same as it was back then. And
but I mean, the people behind the scene.
Yeah, everything was kept secret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who the hell? Because
yeah, because I mean,
all the backstage politicking that the Clique did.
Right.
It's the same thing. You know what I mean? A Triple H
out in the open.
Yeah. Had they not done the thing at the Madison Square Garden, Triple H probably would have been the top guy 3 years before and never would have heard from Austin.
Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah, that's 100% because that's the reason why
Triple H
Austin won.
Yeah,
that's the reason why Austin won the 96 King of the Ring.
Yep.
Because had that not happened, who knows?
That's true.
So,
all right. Well, let's move back to 2017.
Okay.
And we'll continue with this Raw.
All right. Okay. So, anyway, well, let's very quickly recap the moral of this promo. Cena put over the likes of Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, and The Miz.
Even The Miz.
Yeah, because he says he might hate him, but he still respects him for what he puts out every single week. And then, like you said, Roman challenged him to a fight, and Cena's like, it's not worth my time. And then that was it.
Yep.
So
up next we had Heath, Slater, and Rhyno versus Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yes.
This was a quick match.
Well, obviously.
Not a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Dean and Seth were on commentary. And Dean's always a gem to have on commentary because he's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Obviously more entertaining than Seth, but still.
Basically, there was a bunch of stare downs during the match, and Sheamus ended up getting the win with a bro kick on Slater.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious.
Not a huge surprise, yeah. I think Heath had very little offense in the beginning of the match, and then it got turned around. Rhyno got the hot tag.
Well, I was going to say Rhyno came in,
and then
very quickly it went back.
Yeah,
so.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So they made that match right for No Mercy, the tag team rematch?
I think it was already slated.
Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with anything that happened.
Oh, no. I'm just saying. I was just saying.
But it was odd having no interaction between Dean and Seth and Sheamus and Cesaro. But they also hadn't told you that there was another match later on in the night. So that kind of made more sense that nothing happened.
Yeah.
All right. So up next, Renee Young interviewed Jeff Hardy. Well, Matt was there too. About his Intercontinental title match that was, I think, next or soon. Yeah, it was next. Yeah. So Jeff was going on about how he wanted to win the championship for his daughter, and that this will be his rebirth by winning that and stuff like that. And there was a bunch of other broken aneurysms, mannerisms.
So that's
going
how
on.
it was caused.
Yeah. So Matt was very excited and I guess rooting for his brother as well. And that led to the match.
And much to nobody's surprise, this was a fantastic match.
Oh yeah, it was great.
It's amazing. Just had Jeff not had all these problems in his life, what the potential really was for him.
He very well could have been the next John Cena.
You can throw him anywhere and he will perform well.
Had he not had all those the drug problems in 2007 I'm just saying
one of my most vivid matches that I remember from years back was him and Undertaker in a ladder match on Raw. That was like
2003 or 4.
Yeah. That was almost 15 years
no,
ago.
I'm just saying that was really kind of early in his singles career. But 2007, 2008, 2009, he had a huge push, but he had all those personal problems and one.
But I mean, that really shows that Vince took them back after all this, after all the stuff.
Well, he took them back because he wanted money.
Well, yeah, obviously,
but that's the only.
But I'm pretty sure he helped him and everything like that, get clean and things like that.
Supposedly, Vince has wanted Jeff back for a very long time,
and I guess he didn't want to come back without Matt.
I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the match.
So yeah, like you had texted me and said, this is the only time the Miz is not the crowd favorite in a match.
Pretty much, because most of the time he's up against either weak faces or tweeners.
Or John Cena.
But that's a completely different thing. So it's just so weird having people boo The Miz for once.
Yeah.
But, no one's going to boo Jeff Hardy. So.
Yeah. So a little bit into the match, the referee threw out Matt and Curtis and Bo.
Yeah, because I think...
they were getting into it.
Yeah, because they were trying to jump on the top rope when Jeff was up or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think actually, didn't Axel push him down or Bo?
He went to, I think.
Did he go to? I thought he did, but
he could have.
It didn't matter because it didn't impact the match.
Yeah, because the match didn't end for a while after that. So after they get thrown out, they go back and forth some more, and then the Miz actually went for his it kicks.
Yeah. And
instead of getting the resounding yes chance that he normally gets, they got no chance.
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, it's a very strange dynamic.
Yeah, the finish of this match was a little odd, but it was just weird the way they presented it.
I think that it was not. I don't think it was supposed to be the way they did it.
Do you think she was supposed to pull him, maybe?
Yeah, well, because she just touched them and then he rolled out of the way.
So anyway, Jeff was up top going for the Swanton Bomb, and the Miz was laying on the mat.
Yeah.
And as Jeff was getting set up, Maurice puts her hand in the ring and just, touches his hand.
Yeah.
And then the Miz all of a sudden, woke up and rolled away as Jeff was going for the Swanton. He misses. Miz hits skull-crushing finale for the win.
Yeah, so I would assume that she was supposed to pull him, but she kind of didn't have the timing right.
Maybe.
So he's like, I need to get out of the way, and then he did that. So, But unfortunately, Jeff did not win the title.
I kind of figured there would have been some more interference, just for the fact that I don't know if is this going to be a one and done thing, or
I hope not,
because they've been doing a lot of interaction with each other.
I would imagine this is they'll probably have a match in No Mercy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because Jeff will say, "Oh, well, you needed to cheat to win," and
right.
and then he'll like, "I don't need anybody's help," and then they'll have a match in No Mercy, and hopefully it's like a ladder match. That'd be cool.
Yep.
All right. So up next, we had a backstage segment. Nia Jax is asking Kurt Angle why Sasha Banks getting a match at No Mercy against Alexa Bliss instead of her, because you saw what happened last week.
That's not how we do things on Raw, Naya. Earn it.
Yeah, because that's what Jason Jordan did a couple weeks ago. So Kurt tells her that this is Sasha's contract rematch, and so she's like, "Well, that's unacceptable." And then at this point, Emma comes up and she's just
going
rambling
on about
nonsense.
Something trending, and then
yeah, she's talking about hashtags again.
How she started the women's revolution.
Yes. So Nia Jax kind of just tells her to back off, and then Angle decides to say, "Okay, how about this? I'm going to put you two in a match against Alexa and Sasha tonight, and if you win, I'll make the match a Fatal 4-Way No Mercy."
Yeah. And this was perfect, because it took a match that we've probably seen. No, we haven't seen.
We've never seen this match before.
Banks team together now.
Yeah.
But typical women's tag match, which they always throw in on Raw, and gave it some meaning. So it's a perfectly good segment.
Well, yeah, it's technically the reason why they should have tag matches most of the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. So.
All right. So this next part made me laugh. Because this kind of speaks back to that whole cutting to commercial.
So did they show the cruiserweights? They did show.
No, they didn't show them going in the ring.
No, the faces in the ring?
No.
Or the heels were in the ring.
What happened was they did the thing where the commentators are talking to the camera. In the background.
Oh, you just saw the cruiserweight?
In the background, you can see Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, and Noam Dar standing in the ring getting ready for their match. And then they play a decently long video package about when Strowman and Big Show were fighting and they broke the ring.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I love it, because they're just standing in the ring while they're talking about other people.
Yeah. All right, so remember, I think we talked about this last week with the whole Enzo thing in the Cruiserweight division. Mm-hmm. Well, I watched 205 last week. And I think it's just my escape from the main roster wrestling, because they keep it mostly wrestling. And you have Enzo come in the locker room and do his total nonsense. I'm like, this is why I hate the main roster sometimes. So yeah, that's my gripe with it. Nothing big,
Like I said, I think it's great.
Yeah. Did you watch 205 this week?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll love it.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Anyway, after the video package, they start the match, which is a rematch from last week's 205
Literal
Live.
rematch. They even went over the same material pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And but yeah, it was Enzo, Cedric Alexander, and Gran Metalik.
But the difference was on 205 Live, they each had their own entrance. This one, they all came out to Enzo's music.
Yes. I kind of like the promo that he had, though. Because at first it kind of seemed like Cedric was getting annoyed with him.
Because he was saying, you got to do whatever it takes to win. And he was like, whoa, that's not how we do things,
I guess
guy.
That's true. But yeah,
You're
he was
supposed to be a face, damn it.
Yeah, because he said that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right, yes.
And then he was giving nicknames to everybody. And my favorite one was that he called Drew Gulak Captain Underpants. Of course
it was. Should have called Big Show Captain Underpants.
Yeah, I guess that. Well, he did wear a diaper once. But yeah, this was a very standard cruiserweight tag match.
No, it wasn't. It was the standard because you had Enzo in there.
Well,
that's not standard. That's below standard. All right.
Whatever.
No. Whatever me.
Okay.
You see, Jack got cut open pretty nicely last week in his match with Kendrick.
Oh,
Gallagher.
yeah.
That was pretty nasty. You just look up and he's just a pool of blood on the floor. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. But yeah. So Enzo does his magic again this week and hits Gulak with a thumb to the eye and then hits the Jordanza for the win.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Eat Defeat and the Jordanzo.
Yes.
Yeah. Clever bastards, let me tell you.
Yep.
Oh, man. So this segment was good next. It was backstage between Bliss and Sasha. They were getting pretty intense. At one point, Sasha said she was going to make Bliss scream, I think.
Well, they do not like each other in real life, so.
I guess. Is that an actual thing?
I've heard. That's what the rumor is. That's the reason why they don't really like working with each other, is that they're not really great. They don't really like each other. But yeah, they
work with people I don't like all the time.
Well, it's a little different. You don't really have to rely physically on those people.
I would be squished.
But yeah, they basically the main point was that they want to make sure that their match at No Mercy isn't a fatal 4-way, because then that lowers their chances of winning. Obviously, it's math and all.
Yep. Oh, and then we get Matt's favorite segment next.
Yeah,
his boy Bray Wyatt. Hey man. So Finn Balor comes out and he starts complaining about how Bray Wyatt cost him the Intercontinental Championship,
and at that
he used
point,
to be the Universal Champion, and the NXT title looked great around his waist, and all this other stuff, because we know Finn Balor's amazing, and he's stuck in a feud with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, well, because I was gonna say that
ruins everything.
As soon as he started talking about the Battle Royal last week, that's when I sighed. I'm like, great, it's still going.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Him interfering in it's just going to cancel everything out?
It'd be nice.
It would be. I'm not disagreeing.
I know that it obviously wasn't going to, but I had kind of actually forgotten about that. So
yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, then Bray, after Finn, he also called Omaha, Nebraska. Is that where they were?
I think so.
He called that Balor Club too.
Yeah.
So apparently there's not a whole lot of standards.
Apparently they're a good brother town too.
Yeah. Well, of course. So Bray Wyatt comes on the screen after Balor's done.
Hey man, I didn't lose to you. I lost to the demon.
Yeah. And he was also talking about murdering things?
I think so. Something about fishing and then
killing things with his bare hands.
Yeah.
So I was kind of not paying attention, and then I kind of got that, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Somebody on Twitter was like, oh, I bet if you watch a Bray Wyatt promo high, it's better. And then another person was like, no, it's not.
But yeah, basically, they're going to have a match of No Mercy, I guess.
But we're not
allowed to have the demon.
Yeah.
That's against the rules. No demon match. Demon. There's going to be dream catchers all over the ring.
Oh, man, that would be pretty funny, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. And would Bray Wyatt have to go back to being
Husky Harris?
Fast Food Freddy? Husky Harris? Whatever.
Husky Harris. Yeah. Anyway, so up next we have that tag match that we talked about before. Alexa and Sasha versus Naya and Emma.
Yeah. This was not a surprising ending. It's kind of how I figured the match was going to finish out, but Alexa and Sasha looked good together.
Mm-hmm. They teamed very well together, which is a little surprising.
Mm-hmm. So this was basically Naya does all the work and Emma reaps the benefits of it.
Pretty much, but
yeah,
Naya had hit a leg drop on Sasha.
I think that's
and then she and then Emma hits a tag right before.
As Naya was going off the ropes, Emma smacked her back for the tag.
Yep.
And then she got in and took the pin, and she was all excited. So she was celebrating the ring, and then Naya hit her with a Samoan drop.
Yep.
And that's it. I'm perfectly fine with them turning this into a fatal 4-way.
Oh yeah, because it brings something new to the table.
And you have the element that Emma's going to get pinned probably, and Naya could pin Emma, and
then Alexa and Sasha both have a stake because they didn't lose. Yeah. I just want to point this out.
Point away.
They need to stop taking people with good music.
Oh my god!
Having them have bad music.
I loved Emma's theme.
It was great.
Yeah.
Her, Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Jason Jordan, he had good music when he was with Chad Gable.
And now he's had like 6 different themes.
Yeah. So he used to have good music. He doesn't have it anymore. I'm sure there's other examples.
It's like, how do you go from Glorious to this crap?
Seth Rollins. I'm just kidding. His music's the same. It's just
it's
just got lyrics.
Apparently, Vince didn't like the stoppage in it. Like I guess or something happened during that part, so that's why they put the.
He's like,
down.
Why is the music stopping? Why do they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
It's stupid. Damn it. Damn it. Change it.
Anyway, so but yeah, it was good. You know.
So up next we had a backstage interview with Renee Young interviewing Braun Strowman, talking about the match later, and basically Strowman said he's gonna show the world what he's gonna do to Brock Lesnar by doing to the Big Show this week.
Yeah, he's a little cross about the fact that he has to be in a cage match, but Brock Lesnar doesn't have to be.
That's a fair point. Fair. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
It's a bull. I mean, this crap.
Yeah, it's true.
Let this guy come out for 5 minutes every week and then go on his plane and go home with his old wife.
Well, all he does is hop around in the ring, listen to some
with
fat guy.
Cattle.
All right.
He lives in Canada, right?
He lives in Minnesota.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that he lives like really close to where he grew up.
Yeah, fair enough. Very good.
So,
this was one of my favorite moments.
Of course.
So Dean and Seth are walking backstage and hear a guitar play, and there's Elias, and him and Seth made eye contact. They know it's gonna happen.
Okay, what he's referring to is that we have this theory that Seth Rollins is just, or no, Elias is just what is it? Seth Rollins on steroids? Or
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like the Simpsons episode where Bart had that brother and they locked him in the attic.
Bort? Was that his name?
No, it wasn't Bort. Bort was the one at the that was at like across Krusty Land, I think.
No, it was
Itchy and Scratchy.
I can't remember what his name was, but it was it was like Eugene or something.
Sure.
Anyway, not important.
Yes, it was. Very important.
Okay. So up next, this is strange. I think this is cutting back from a commercial. Gallows and Anderson's music is playing. Mm-hmm. They're in the ring, and so is Sheamus and Cesaro.
That's right.
So did Sheamus and Cesaro go out first?
I guess.
Or did they go out to Gallows and Anderson music? So it was meant to seem like Sheamus and Cesaro were trying to like
talk the club up, or
either that or trying to get them to leave. I don't know.
Who knows?
And then so after that, I guess Dean and Seth come out, and then Sheamus and Cesaro, I guess, are hanging out on the outside.
Yeah, it was a good match, though.
Oh yeah, it was good.
It's just nice to see Gallows and Anderson on TV every week.
It's true. It'd be nice if they like actually talked more.
Yeah,
because like
last week was so good.
Yeah, bunch of nerds. I love Gallows. It's great.
Yeah.
To be expected. Since they were by ringside and not at the commentary table, Sheamus and Cesaro got involved.
Really?
I know, right?
Shocker.
The heels getting involved in a match.
Yeah. So, would they get up on the apron, I think, right?
Yeah, but again, I don't know why this keeps on happening, but a lot of the times when they try to get involved, it doesn't work, and it ends up just distracting the other team.
Yeah, so Seth ended up getting the roll-up win on Carl Anderson.
Yes. So. And then after the match, the club and Sheamus and Cesaro start fighting.
Well, I thought Sheamus and Cesaro were standing in the ring staring at Rollins and Ambrose.
And then that's when the club, they started attacking.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. And then you said Sheamus and Cesaro end up on top. I don't remember that.
They
went back in the ring?
Well, they fought, and then Sheamus and Cesaro, their music played at the end.
Oh, okay.
So that's basically what that means.
Very good.
So after that, they did the Connor's Cure. I guess they had an event over the weekend.
Yeah.
And they showed all the little kids and their
stories.
Yeah. So it was nice.
It's really a good thing they do.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what though, every time that they talk about that the actual the Connor, that makes me all sad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that was like a really good story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
WrestleMania 30 and stuff, and with Daniel Bryan lifting them at the end of the. Mm-hmm. Very heartwarming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they do a lot of charity work, though. You got to think. I mean, just think about all John Cena's done with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, things like that. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention this before.
Is he going to grant everybody's wishes?
No.
Very
So before, in the very early in the show, Jason Jordan comes out with a shirt that looks very cartoony. So I'm like, don't tell me they're trying to make him have all this crazy. But it ended up being the Connor the Crusher shirt. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, at least it's for a reason. Yeah. But I'm like, why are they doing this with him too? But I just wanted to
wearing it.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
So yeah, we had a backstage segment with the cruiserweights.
Yes.
Enzo, Cedric Alexander, and Gran Metalik, the winners from the 6-man earlier.
Yes.
So I guess Enzo wanted to take them out to celebrate their victory, right?
Of course.
And they were talking about all these things they were going to do, and the steaks, and the ladies, and not tipping properly, and stuff like that. So
that's Enzo's specialty.
Neville interrupts him and tells him that, congratulations, boys. You 3 have made it to the Fatal 5-Way. It's not a very good impression, but that's fine.
Yeah.
For 205 Live, and the winner will be the #1 contender.
Yeah, face them at No Mercy.
Yeah. So at this point, they kind of look at each other and be like, all right, we're no longer friends.
Pretty much.
Not going out.
They're teammates one night and then enemies the next. Yeah. All right. So up next, another backstage interview. Well, it's going to be a trend.
This was when they were getting the ring triple enforced.
Yeah.
Or double reinforced. I don't know what they said.
This is a perfect example of not good planning.
Not utilizing your time properly.
Yeah. Because I think it was a combination of them having too much time.
Mm-hmm. Like, this might have been a better time to play the Connors
it's true.
video or something like that.
But there was a lot of backstage stuff. Like, this next one didn't really seem necessary.
Oh, about Charlie or Charlier. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, Charlie interviews John Cohn, the referee, asking about when he got flung out of the ring the last time.
Asking about his experience and if he would go on this ride again.
Pretty much.
He rated it 10 of 10.
Yes. So...
5 of 7.
He was just going like, oh man, I was just trying to grab onto the rope, and it was a completely useless segment.
That sounds about right.
So after that, Renee Young interviews the Big Show,
Big Phallus
or Baby Show, because he looks really strange with his shaved beard or with his shaved face. But yeah, Big Show says, or he's very confident. He says he's going to show Strowman that he is the biggest and the baddest, and Strowman is just the monster among men. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why?
Yep.
Why? Like, that's just such a lame...
They were probably like, oh, crap, we're still getting the ring ready. You know what? Big Show, go in there and talk.
Pretty much. And it was just, oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. He said that he was the biggest medicine, and he thinks that Strowman is just, like, kind of just, I guess because he's big, he feels like he's entitled. Mm-hmm. And then, the thing that I was talking about, he ends this segment saying that you might be the monster among men, but I'm the world's biggest athlete. That's such a lame thing to say. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, like you said, they probably just said, oh, we need more time, so let's do something.
So up next, we had the cage match between Braun Strowman and the Big Show.
It was actually really good.
This was a good match.
Yeah.
Had a couple of high flying spots, I guess you could say, for these guys.
It's true.
Yeah.
And not even just for these guys. Some of this stuff was stuff that you don't see.
What's
from
the point in having the cruiserweights? We have guys with 400 pounds jumping.
It's going to be 405 live.
Oh, so dumb.
That was Michael Cole.
That was Michael.
I'm pretty sure it was Michael. I don't think Corey would say something like that.
I thought it was Booker.
Nah, it definitely wasn't Booker.
Could you imagine had Corey gone to SmackDown and stayed off of Raw, and we got Otunga, Cole, and Booker T? I
don't think they would have done that. I think they would see them as too weak. But it would be, it's possible, because
I'm laughing about something else.
Oh, okay.
So somebody posts. I know we're not to SmackDown yet, but somebody posted a meme of Kevin Owens wanting to sue them and to call the offices of David Otunga.
Because he is a lawyer after all.
Oh, shit.
All right, so but the Big Show was very intent on trying to climb over the cage. Yeah. So he. At one point, he's trying to climb up the cage, and then Strowman joins him, and then they both fall off. But what happened was Big Show got knocked, and he landed like the very uncomfortable position where his legs are between the ropes.
In your Bojangles?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that wasn't fun. I think Strowman suffered the same fate, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe at one point.
Yeah. So later on,
they hit the superplex spot again. This time successfully, thankfully, because the ring was double reinforced.
Well, the truth of the matter is, it's that the ring wasn't weakened.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened the first time. But still. So,
all those men in that battle royal, man. The ring was fine.
Yep. Anyway, the Big Show pulled an old trick out of his back pocket, and he hit a flying elbow on Braun Strowman.
Yes,
and
I think that was his finisher, right, in WCW?
It used to be.
Yeah.
That didn't look very pleasant for Strowman because he landed his weight on the elbow. Unlike, because he clearly landed elbow first instead of legs first, like you're supposed to.
I mean, it's completely different. But one of Kairi Sane's elbow drops that she hit during the Mae Young Classic, she just landed her whole entire body on top of the other woman.
That seems fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, Big Show crawls to the door because he's unsuccessful in trying to pin Strowman. And then Strowman gets up, slams the cage or the door into Big Show's head. Then he tries to leave, and then the Big Show does the same thing.
Is that when Strowman gained control and hit the running power slam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a little later than that. But well, the superplex actually happened after that.
Oh, right.
But yeah, eventually Strowman is able to hit a running power slam, and he pins the Big Show. But he was not finished yet.
I'm not finished with you.
Yeah. Braun grabs the microphone. I don't know how he got it if he was in the cage, but whatever. Says that Lesnar will be experiencing a similar fate to the Big Show at No Mercy because he is Strowman. Hear him roar. And then he picks up the Big Show and slams him through the side of the cage.
Mark Henry did that too, right? Or did it happen to Mark Henry?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So it's funny because if you're paying attention during this match, you notice that they never go anywhere near the entrance side of the steel cage. They go on the hard camera side, the not hard camera side, and the part side. Yes, and by where the commentators would be if it was SmackDown.
Right.
They don't go by the entrance, and that's where he ended up putting them through it. So obviously that's how they had set it up.
Yeah, so I guess the Big Show is having hip surgery, and this was their way of writing him off TV. Not that it really mattered.
Yeah, well, with him, it's more like, okay, he's just not there.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
But, again, it's nice to see the Big Show get a...
It's a good way to have him go out. Hopefully he's fine, but it looked like I guess the side of the cage kind of cushioned the fall quite a bit, so I'm sure he's fine. So, but yeah, it was, like I said, I thought it was a good episode of Raw, especially like I said because it was Labor Day
edition. Yes.
Yeah.
So this was our Raw review.
If you liked what you saw here, please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.